NDE 1. I had a very high fever for several days. The doctor did not know what was wrong with me because she was not aware of the flaws associated with the Dalkin shield, and besides, we were in the middle of the Pacific. I was delirious much of the time. The doctor did not give me antibiotics because I was pregnant, but when I started to miscarry, she took me straight into surgery for dilation and curettage, D&C. While I was under general anesthesia, I simply sat up and got out of my sick body. I remember seeing the operating table and the medical staff around my physical body in my peripheral vision. Right out in front of me was a being, with a material body, but not like a physical body. Its arms, I use the word loosely, were opened out to me and I climbed into its lap. I was laughing and crying at the same time. I said, "We spoke with thoughts, which seemed perfectly normal at the time. I almost stopped believing in you." The being kind of chuckled and said, "Well, here I am." I cannot tell you how much love this being was capable of giving. The best description I can offer is that it was as if love permeated every fiber of whatever body I happened to be in. There is no earthly experience that I have had that comes anywhere near this experience of being loved so totally and powerfully. I think there is a little blank space here where something else might have happened or been communicated, but I'm not sure. Near the end of this encounter, I asked, "Is it time for me to stay with you now? Or, can I stay with you now?" But the being said, "No, not this time." Then it showed me that I was connected by these threads of love to my 2 children, and that these threads were like a reflection of the love this being was capable of giving. I understood then that I had to return to be with them. Returning to the body was a difficult task. It was like being squashed into a tuna can. I got back by somehow connecting to my breath and concentrating on the point of the intersection of 2 lines, kind of like aiming for a target. I remember being aware of being back in my body. I had a long recovery. NDE 2. My heart stopped as I delivered my already dead daughter. I saw a beautiful light and my father holding a baby. I tried to reach them, I wanted to touch them both. My father shook his head no and said, "Not yet, she's beautiful and she's safe." I awoke to my mother pounding on my chest. I was gone for a matter of seconds, but to me it was longer. I felt at peace with her death and knowing she had people watching her. There were others behind my father, but I didn't know who they were until later experiences. NDE 3. First experience description. When I was 7-year-old, I had my first NDE, and the memory came across my mind when I had second experience. I had like experience, like feeling, when I was very young. But 3 experiences are not same but have something in common. Let me tell my first experience to you. I had been in the hospital with a high fever for a month or so. One day, the nurse that took my temperature shouted, "Prepare for alcohol pack." Soon, my doctor came. The nurse took my clothes off and began applying a pack to my front body. I thought the saying that a nurse is an angel in white gown is a lie because my nurse was treating me painfully at that moment. I felt my surroundings came into me, a funnel called me, like a movie screen. I looked at the clear light and I shouted, "Quan Sembo Sal," one of Buddha's names, and then I was alive and left the hospital. Second experience description. I wonder you know about the educational circumstances in Korea. I always thought, why should I study and live when I am going to die? Moreover, I thought I would not go to school if I was an orphan. Anyway, I entered into university. The university taught me to drink alcohol. My friend passed a liquor glass around but I could not drain the cup because I had been sick with tuberculosis. I finally quit my medication on summer vacation of my first year. One day I drank too much. The next day, I got up early in the morning. One of my seniors said to me there was a mess last night because you were breathless. However, I could not remember. On the same day, I climbed to the top of the mountain Hanra. I was in the stupid condition. At the next night, we went to dancing. I danced. At that moment, I felt as my surroundings were coming into me. I was too astounded to dance more. 1 or 2 days passed. I was sleeping. I fell down the black tunnel with high speed and saw the bright red cross. I opened my eyes with surprise at the almost same time. I felt as my body jumped. That was very euphoric. Moreover, I saw the look of my friend from high school. I suddenly seemed to know why we should live. I thanked for everything. After that I read the books like Tibetan Book of the Dead, Life After Life, Life Before Life, Upanishad, the Dhammapada, Tao Te Ching, etc.